Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Bishra Shahzad. Today we are going to discuss the catabolism of few of remaining amino acids. Now we are going to discuss the tyrosine catabolism. First of all, there is transamination of tyrosine to para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate in a pyridoxal phosphate dependent reaction catalyzed by tyrosine transaminase. There is oxidative decarboxylation and aromatic ring hydroxylation of para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate to form homogentisate. Para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate hydroxylase catalyze this conversion of para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate to form homogentisate. Homogentisate oxidase in iron dependent reaction adds 2 oxygen atoms to homogentisate and converting it to mallyl acetoacetate. Mallyl acetoacetate will convert into fumaryl acetoacetate in a reaction catalyzed by mallyl acetoacetate cis trans isomerase. Mallyl acetoacetate cis trans isomerase requires the cofactor glutathione to function. Now fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolyzed into fumarate and acetoacetate by fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase. Beta ketothiolase ultimately convert the acetoacetate into acetyl-CoA and acetate. Several metabolic disorders are associated with the tyrosine catabolic pathway. The metabolic defect in type 1 tyrosinemia, which is also called tyrosinosis, is at fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase, which labeled as reaction 4 in this diagram. Therapy implies a diet low in tyrosine and phenylalanine. Untreated acute and chronic tyrosinosis leads to death from liver failure. Alternate metabolites of tyrosine are also excreted. Disorders of tyrosine catabolism. We have already discussed type 1 tyrosinemia in previous slide. In type 2 tyrosinemia are Rickner-Hanhart syndrome. There is defect in tyrosine aminotransferase, which is also called tyrosine transaminase, which catalyze the conversion of tyrosine to para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate as shown in reaction 1. The neonatal tyrosinemia is occurred due to lowered activity of para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate hydroxylase, which catalyze the conversion of para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate to homogentisate as shown in reaction 2. Therapy implies a diet low in protein. The metabolic defect in alkaptonuria is a defective homogentisate oxidase. The enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of homogentisate to mallyl acetoacetate as shown in reaction 3. This results in accumulation of homogentisate and intermediate in catabolism of tyrosine. The disease has 3 characteristic clinical features: homogentisic aciduria, excretion of homogentic acid in urine. The urine darkens on standing or exposure to air due to the oxidation of excreted homogenticate. Dark staining of diaper can indicate the disease in infants, but usually no symptoms are present until the age of 40 years. Later in the disease, there is arthritis in the large joints and there is connective tissue pigmentation called ochronosis due to oxidation of homogenticate to benzoquine acetate. Benzoquine acetate polymerizes and binds to connective tissue. Treatment includes dietary restrictions of phenylalanine and tyrosine to reduce homogentic acid levels. Although alkaptonuria is not life-threatening, the associated arthritis may be severely crippling. Albinism refers to a group of conditions in which a defect in tyrosine metabolism results in a deficiency in production of melanin. These defects result in a partial or full absence of pigment from the skin, hair, and eyes. Albinism appears in different forms, may be inherited by one of several modes including autosomal recessive, which is a primary mode, autosomal dominant, or X-linked. Conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine. Phenylalanine is first converted to tyrosine. Subsequent reactions are those of tyrosine. Phenylalanine is hydroxylated to tyrosine by phenylalanine hydroxylase. Two distinct enzymatic activities are involved. Activity 2 catalyzes reduction of dihydrobiopterin by NADPH, and activity 1 the reduction of oxygen to water and of phenylalanine to tyrosine. Hyperphenylalanemias is a medical condition characterized by mildly or strongly elevated concentration of the amino acid phenylalanine in the blood. Phenylketonuria is characterized by hyperphenylalanemias. Types of hyperphenylalanemias or phenylketonuria. Hyperphenylalanemias arise from defects in phenylalanine hydroxylase, result in type 1, which is called classic phenylketonuria. The frequency of type 1 classic phenylketonuria is 1 in 10,000 birth. Hyperphenylalanemias arise from defect in dihydrobiopterin reductase, which is called type 2 and type 3 phenylketonuria. Or hyperphenylalanemias arise from defect in dihydrobiopterin biosynthesis, which is called type 4 and 5. Due to inhibition of phenylalanine catabolism, the alternative catabolites are excreted. A diet low in phenylalanine can prevent the mental retardation of phenylketonuria. DNA probes facilitate perinatal diagnosis of defects in phenylalanine hydroxylase and dihydrobiopterin reductase. Elevated blood phenylalanine may not be detectable until 3 to 4 days postpartum. False positives in premature infants may reflect delayed maturation of enzymes of phenylalanine catabolism. An older and less reliable screening test employs ferric chloride to detect urinary phenylpyruvate. Ferric chloride or iron chloride screening for phenylketonuria of the urine of newborn infants is compulsory in many countries. Tandem mass spectrometry of blood obtained from a heel prick is now used in USA. Phenylketonuria is the most common inborn error of enzymes of amino acid metabolism. It is an autosomal recessive disease characterized by hyperphenylalanemias. It means high phenylalanine level, and hypotyrosinemia. It means low tyrosine level. Phenylalanine is present in high concentration, 10 times of the normal, not only in plasma but also in urine and body tissues. Phenylketones, which are phenylpyruvate, phenylacetate and phenylactate. The alternative catabolites are excreted. These alternative metabolites are not normally produced in significant amount in normal healthy individuals. These are elevated in phenylketonuria. The name comes from the excretion of phenylpyruvate, phenylpyruvic or phenylpyruvic acid, which is a phenylketones in the urine. Phenylactate, the reduced form of the phenylpyruvate, and phenylacetate are also excreted in urine. Phenylacetate gives the urine as a mossy odor. The elevated levels of the phenylketone in the urine give urine a characteristic musty or mossy odor. Defect in dihydrobiopterin biosynthesis and dihydrobiopterin reductase may lead to hyperphenylalanemia and decreased biosynthesis of catecholamines and serotonin. This is due to requirement of tetrahydrobiopterin bityrosine hydroxylase and tryptophan hydroxylase, which catalyze reactions leading to the synthesis of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and catecholamines. Characteristic findings in untreated phenylketonuria are severe intellectual disability, developmental delay, microcephaly and seizures. The patients with untreated phenylketonuria typically shows symptoms of intellectual disability by age of 1 year and rarely achieves an intelligence quotient greater than 50. These clinical manifestations are now rarely seen as a result of newborn screening program, which allow early diagnosis and treatment. Untreated phenylketonuria patients may show a deficiency of pigmentation called hypopigmentation, characterized by fair hair, light skin color and blue eyes. The hydroxylation of tyrosine by copper requiring tyrosinase, which is the first step in the formation of the pigment melanin, is decreased in phenylketonuria because tyrosine is decreased. Neonatal screening and diagnosis. Early diagnosis of phenylketonuria is important because the disease is treatable by the dietary means. Due to the lack of neonatal symptoms, laboratory testing for elevated blood levels of phenylalanine is mandatory for detection. However, the infants with phenylketonuria frequently has normal blood levels of phenylalanine at birth because the mother clears increased blood phenylalanine in her affected fetus through the placenta. Normal level of phenylalanine may persist until the newborn is exposed to 24 to 48 hours of protein feeding. So screening tests are typically done after this time to avoid false negative. For newborns with positive screening test, diagnosis is confirmed through quantitative determination of phenylalanine. Treatment. Most natural proteins contain phenylalanine as essential amino acid, so it is impossible to satisfy the body protein requirement without exceeding the phenylalanine limit when ingesting a normal diet. Blood phenylalanine level should be maintained close to the normal range by feeding synthetic amino acid preparations free of phenylalanine in phenylketonuria. This diet should be supplemented with some natural foods such as fruits, vegetables and certain cereals selected for their low phenylalanine content. The amount is adjusted according to the tolerance of the individual as measured by the blood phenylalanine levels. The earlier treatment is started, the more completely neurological damage can be prevented. Individuals who are appropriately treated can have normal intelligence. Treatment must begin during the first 7 to 10 days of life to prevent cognitive impairment. In patients with phenylketonuria, tyrosine cannot be synthesized from phenylalanine and so it becomes an essential amino acid and must be supplied in the diet. Discontinuance of the phenylalanine restricted diet in early childhood is associated with poor performance on intelligence quotient test. Phenylketonuria patients shows deterioration of intelligence quotient scores after discontinuation of the diet. So lifelong restriction of dietary phenylalanine is recommended. Individuals with phenylketonuria are advised to avoid aspartame and artificial sweetener that contains phenylalanine. A diet low in phenylalanine can prevent the mental retardation of phenylketonuria. Perinatal diagnosis. Classic prenatal diagnosis. Classic phenylketonuria is caused by any of 100 or more different mutations in the gene that codes of phenylalanine hydroxylase. The frequency of any given mutation varies among populations and the disease is often doubly heterozygous, that is, the phenylalanine hydroxylase gene has a different mutation in each allele. Despite this complexity, prenatal diagnosis is possible. Maternal phenylketonuria syndrome. In women with phenylketonuria who are not a low phenylalanine diet become pregnant. The offspring are affected with maternal phenylketonuria syndrome. High blood phenylalanine levels in the mother cause microcephaly and congenital heart abnormalities in the fetus as phenylalanine is a teratogenic. Because these developmental responses to phenylalanine occurs during first month of the pregnancy. Dietary control of blood phenylalanine must begin prior to conception and must be maintained throughout pregnancy. Sources of lecture are Harper and Lippincott Biochemistry. Thank you very much.